This
I
conference
yeah.
will now be recorded.
All right. So let's kickstart our day one session. Okay. So I think before I do that, right? So let me spend a quick recapture. Okay, on what we discussed earlier. Okay, it's going to be like a couple of minutes of a recapture discussion. Okay. Yeah. All right. So as everyone knew that Tableau is what? Tableau is a visualization solution, right? It's not only a visualization solution, it's also a data discovery solution. And moreover, as we discussed, it is part of the BI business intelligence application, one of the business intelligence application, right? Tableau. And Tableau is having their own benefits in terms of, apart from the data visualization, it's also having data discovery, data blending, data collaborations, real-time data analysis, likewise plenty, right? And with the help of majorly, it is helpful to develop or to generate this kind of a dashboards, right? And Tableau is being used in a different industries like manufacturing, healthcare, financial sectors, retail, real estate, right? Science analytics, likewise, so many industries it's being used, right? And it is a code-free solution where you no need to spend much good amount of time with respect to the coding, right? It's purely graphical user interface application, and it's moreover drag and drop functionalities where you can develop the dashboards easily, right? And we'll be having different or the various set of roles and competencies with respect to the business intelligence and associated with the Tableau, right? Like plenty of opportunities in terms of various levels, like management level, execution level, business point of view, testing point of view, likewise. Okay? Yeah. So these are all the capabilities which we discussed, and going forward, we are going to discuss very deeper. Like it is user friendly, intuitive storytelling features it is having, and it follows any data structures, interactive data visualizations, one view of multiple data sources, which means with the help of Tableau, we can amalgamate data from the different data sources, and it's having seamless data connectivity, interactive dashboard reporting, and it's free of IT dependency. No need to be dependent on the IT team more of. Okay, it's not needed. And with the help of Tableau, you can publish the online and offline dashboards. It's having strong security protocols like this. Okay. Now, so the Tableau is offering different line of items. Okay, which each and every application or component within Tableau is serving a different purposes. We'll come to know that. Okay. Yeah. Right, likewise these are all different components. Okay, this is going to be the architecture. Okay, so this is what we discuss in the demonstration session, right? Now in today's code, since it is a day one, right? So what I'm going to cover is, yeah, so firstly we'll try to spend some 5 minutes of time on in business intelligence, and then I'm going to touch base on what is Tableau, and then we are going to discuss on the Tableau components, and then Tableau architecture. Okay, and from there, once you understand the Tableau components, and from there we will start discussing our practical scenarios. Okay, but before that, this information is good to have prior to dig into the practical knowledge. This information is compulsion, or it is definitely good to have. Okay, now what is this business intelligence, right? As I was mentioning in our demonstration sessions, I was just giving some kind of an overview, right? Now let's try to understand a bit more. Okay, now so the business intelligence is a technology driven process oriented kind of a uh, applications which will deliver the data into the actionable information. Okay, and under the umbrella of business intelligence, right, there are various platforms or various ways of dealing with the data. So data visualization is one of the part under the business intelligence, right? See, if you look at here, see the data visualization, right? It's one part under the umbrella of business intelligence, right? So apart from that data visualizations, what are all the set of areas will fall in under business intelligence, right? Like data mining. So data mining is what? This is just an overview. I'm not even digging very deeper because we should aware apart from Tableau set of areas like visualizations, what else will be covered in a business intelligence? We should aware this. That's it. Not like we should have a hands-on on this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, so data mining, right? So data mining is what? So data mining is a vast concept basically. Okay. So using the databases and statistics, machine learning to uncover the trends in large data sets, which means when any organization is having huge volumes of data, in order to dig the historical information, in order to understand the trends of the data, then data mining technologies are helpful. Okay. Yes. Apart from that, reporting. Reporting in the sense, you can ask me a question, what is the difference between data visualization and reporting? Yes, there is a difference. So data visualization will be having a kind of a graphical information, more of which will be having summarized information. Okay, but reporting, which will be having a kind of a detailed kind of analysis, detailed information, which means a granularity of a data will be available at a reporting layer. Okay, yes. So that is one area under the business intelligence, right? And performance metrics and benchmarking. Okay, so this business intelligence is also helpful to capture the performance metrics and benchmarking, which means comparing the current performance data to the historical data. Okay, so that you can compare the performance and you can take the appropriate decisions with the help of that. Okay, so this benchmarking and performance metrics is absolutely achievable with the help of Tableau also. Yes. Okay. Yes. And descriptive analysis. Yes. Descriptive analysis also is absolutely possible with the help of Tableau again. Okay. Using preliminary data analysis to find out what happened, which means to understand what went wrong. Okay, what is about to happen. That kind of a predictions to perform the descriptive analytics, right, is required. Yes, and querying. Querying is nothing but it's you're trying to pull the information, the required information in the form of answers from your data set. So that is also achievable through Tableau, right? Which means, I hope you are trying to understand me because I'm trying to emphasize, though under the business intelligence we have several layers, that few of the layers is already been covered by the Tableau, like data visualization, statistical analysis, descriptive analysis, performance metrics and benchmarking. That's where I am coming. Okay. Yeah. So that you will come to know what is the capabilities of Tableau. That's what my intention. Okay. Yeah. Now the statistical analysis, right? So taking the results from the descriptive analytics and further exploring the data using statistics, such as how trends happen and why. Okay. Yes, this is again a statistical information can capture. Okay. And apart from this, predictive analytics also can be achievable with the help of Tableau. Okay. Yes. Predictive, which means what is about to happen, the trend, right? The predictions. That's also can be achievable with the help of Tableau. So data visualization, anyhow, you are aware of it, right? So data visualization is for what? Turning data analysis into visual representations such as charts, graphs, and maps likewise. Okay. Now, visual analysis. Yes, visual analysis also is achievable with the help of Tableau, which means exploring the data through visual storytelling to communicate insights on the fly and stay on the flow of analysis. That's what can be achievable with the help of Tableau again. And data preparation, right? Yes, data preparation is also absolutely achievable with the help of Tableau. There is a concept called Tableau Prep. Okay, with the help of the Tableau Prep, you can easily achievable with the help of the concept called data preparation. Okay, that is nothing but compiling the data from multiple data sources and identifying, like the measurable elements and the dimensional elements, preparing for the data analysis again. Okay, so which means what? With the help of Tableau, more or less you're all covering uh, the various elements of the business intelligence. That's what I would like to convey, right? Yes. So as a now, then what is Tableau? So whatever we discussed so far, right? Apart from these features, is also having data blending. Okay, data blending in the sense you can call it as a data merging. Okay, which means you can merge the data from different data sources by identifying one common element. Okay, that we'll discuss that. Okay, so that features also is available within Tableau. Okay, and real-time analysis, collaboration of data. These are all. Okay, so in a simple word, Tableau is a rapidly growing visualization tool or application or solution used for different business applications. Okay, yes. Why it is in demand, right? So Tableau is in demand due to its easy access to use, and it is widely used in business intelligence processes. Yes. The reason because it is code free. You don't need to heavily dependent on the coding. Okay. That is the main one of the major reason behind the success of Tableau, so that anyone can learn easily. Okay. Anyone who understand the nature of data, they can handle this Tableau very easily. Okay. Yeah, that's the main intention behind it. Right. Now, before I go on with various Tableau components, right? Any quick questions so far? Any quick questions? So that, yeah. So let me go ahead with Pile. Any questions, Pile?
I'm good, thank you, Ganesh.
Sure. Justin, any questions before I move on? Justin, I think I'm not able to hear you. Okay. Danya, any questions?
No, no, not so far.
Okay, great. All right. Now, so as I mentioned, right, Tableau is serving different purposes here, right? So under the umbrella of Tableau, there are different components again. Okay. So why it is needed? Now you can ask me a question. So under the umbrella of Tableau, why we need to have a different components, right? Yes. So Tableau product is offering to serve different purposes of business. So Tableau is offering different components again, so that each and every component is having their dedicated dedicated purpose to serve. Okay, yes. Now let's talk about one by one. Okay, so this is compulsion. Before you jump into the technical aspects, or before you do a deeper dive into uh, you know the Tableau, you should aware of this. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Now, first thing is Tableau Desktop. Okay. Yes. Tableau Desktop. Tableau Desktop is okay. So I'll discuss that more. But yes, as I mentioned, under the Tableau, we have different components again. Tableau Desktop, Tableau Public, Tableau Online, Tableau Server, and Tableau Reader. Okay. Yes. Let me call it out again. So under the Tableau software, we have different components available, and each and every component is having their own purpose to serve in order to satisfy the business intelligence solutions. Okay, that is one of the application is one of the component is called Tableau Desktop, and we also have Tableau Public, and we also have Tableau Online, and Tableau Server, and Tableau Reader. These are all the different components. And apart from this, there are various other components as well. Okay, like like Tableau Prep, those things. Okay. So for now, let's focus on this. Okay. Now, so what is this Tableau Desktop? Right? Tableau Desktop is exclusively useful for modeling and reporting purposes, which means this Tableau Desktop, either a developer of Tableau or a business user of a Tableau can install this particular component or application on the user's local system, which means I can install this application, this Tableau Desktop, in my personal laptop or in my PC. Either it could be a Mac or it could be a Windows operating system. Yes, it supports that. Okay, so you can easily install this. So the installation is a matter of less than 3 minutes. Trust me, it's just hit next, next, next. That's it. Okay. Now, why it is useful? As I mentioned, Tableau Desktop is exclusively for modeling and reporting. Okay. Yes. Which means with the help of this Tableau Desktop, you can build the dashboards, you can develop the dashboards, which means creating charts, okay, formatting them, okay, putting together as a dashboard, okay, like by interacting with different data sources. Data sources in the sense, in order to build a dashboard, you should have a backend data, right? Which means it could be a Excel, right? Or it could be a Flax, or it could be a RDBMS database, or it could be, Hadoop, or it could be Hive, or it could be cloud, it could be Microsoft Cloud, or it could be AWS Cloud, whatever, right? By interacting those backend data sources with the help of Tableau Desktop, you'll be able to develop the dashboard. Okay. So in the upcoming session, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to help you out how to install this application. You might be having a Mac, okay, or you might be having Windows. I'm going to help you out to install those. Okay. Yes. And within this Tableau Desktop, from the organizational point of view, we will be using professional desktop. Okay. But recently, very recently, they turned down into only one desktop application. But prior to that, they used to offer two types of Tableau desktop components. One is personal desktop, which means it is useful for only for the personal purposes, which means with the help of that, you can't distribute the dashboard to anyone, which is only to the individual purposes. Okay. And another one is having professional desktop, which means which is meant for the organizations. Okay, of course, everything is cost oriented. Those pricing and the licenses, I'm going to touch base that in our upcoming classes. Okay. Yeah. But now Tableau is offering only one desktop application. This is to give a historical information for you. Okay. now now what else we have apart from Tableau Desktop? We have a Tableau Server. Okay. Let's say for example, okay, uh, myself, let's say myself, I'm a Tableau developer. Okay. Imagine that Pyle and Danya and Justin, you're all from the business. Okay. Let's say Pyle is into some government sector. Okay. And under the same organization, okay, let's say Justin belongs to some finance department, and imagine that Danya belongs to some marketing department. Okay. But only I am the code developer. Okay. Now once I develop the dashboard, how I can distribute the reports, or how I can distribute the dashboards to different people available in the organization for where they belongs to different business elements or line of business, right? Now what I need to do now, with the help of Tableau server, right, a developer can easily share or the distribute the dashboards into different line of businesses where different people in the business like Payal or Danya or Justin, they can able to use those dashboards to serve their business needs, which means Tableau server is helpful to share the dashboards which is being developed by the Tableau developers, by the dashboard developers. Okay, that's a simple line of statement I would like to convey. Deeper, you will come to know. Don't worry. Okay, and apart from that, what else can be achievable with the help of Tableau server? Right now, let's say imagine that a dashboard developer like Ganesh, for example, myself. Okay, I developed a dashboard. Now what? Though Payal and Dhanya and Justin belongs to same organization, but don't you think that their data is secured? Which means whatever the data or whatever the dashboards being used by Payal, Justin and Dhanya are not supposed to see because of their data sensitivity. Similarly, whatever the dashboard being used by Dhanya, right? It's not supposed to visible to Payal as well as Justin, right? Which means what? The security to your data, isn't it? So, how can be achievable that security and the confidentiality of the data within the organization, right? How it can be achievable? So, that can be achievable with the help of Tableau server. Okay? Yes, that can be achievable with the help of Tableau server. Okay? And apart from that, apart from that, Tableau server is also offering mobile functionality. Either it could be a iOS device, or it could be Android, or it could be your iPad. With the help of Tableau server, we can distribute the dashboards to your mobile devices. Okay? Yes, that is the main reason behind the existence of Tableau server. You understood, right? So this is the purpose of Tableau server. Okay. So before I move on, any questions on Tableau? I mean, I know this is just purely a heads up, okay, on what is what under the Tableau. Okay. So any questions before I move on to like Tableau Reader, Tableau Online? Okay. Yeah. Payal, any questions so far on Tableau Desktop on and on Tableau Server?
No, thank you.
Cool. Yes. Justin? So Justin, somehow I'm not able to hear you. I hope you are able to hear me. If that is the case, then we are good. Okay. I mean, at least you are able to understood. You are able to receive my message, right? Yeah. Yeah. You can feel free to ping me in this chat conversation if you have any questions. Okay. All right. Tanya, any questions?
No.
Hope you are able to understand, right, Danya? I know you are from a different background. Hope you are able to understand. Am I right?
Yeah, so far it's very basic, so I'm following along.
Yes, that's good. So because the reason is why I'm going ahead in a slow phase is yes, I want everyone on the same page. Okay. So once we fall in into the same page, then I can speed up. Okay. So by that time you can grasp the content. That's the main intention behind it. Okay. Yeah. Now next is what? Tableau Reader. Okay. The name itself is highlighting the purpose, right? Which means what? Tableau Reader is helpful to read the dashboards, okay, which is being developed by someone. Which means what? Let's say, for example, I would recommend few line of businesses in the same organization. I would recommend for few members, I don't want them to provide edit permissions to my dashboard, because considering the various business reasons, let's say for example, just an example, please don't mind, okay? Let's say, uh, for example, Payal is the vice president of the project, for example, okay, some X project, okay, she is the vice president of the project, and myself, Justin, and Danya, let's say, we are all reporting to her, okay, just an example, please don't mind. We are all reporting to Payal, okay, which means what? In this scenario, Payal is a power user, okay, she is a super user, and she can decide under her business to whom she can grant edit permissions, and she can decide to whom we can grant read permissions to a dashboard, because she is the super user, and she is owning the business of that particular functionality, right? Now, let's say, now Payal has decided to give edit permissions to edit permissions to Danya, because let's say, imagine that Danya is having a different skill set in order to deal with the business. Example. Okay. Now, for Justin and myself, she decided to provide to do not give edit permissions to these two guys. That's what she decided based upon the business reasons. It's not like a personal reason, right? It's purely because of the business reasons. Now, what she need to do, right? Likewise, like myself and Justin, likewise, there are huge number of business people where they would like to have only read only data to the dashboard, only read only permissions to the dashboard, where they can only apply filters and they can do some drill down analysis. That's it. Apart from that, they are not supposed to do any activities, right? If you having that kind of a business scenario, right, Tableau is recommending to use a component called Tableau Reader. Okay. Yes, this is also a different component under the Tableau. Okay. So Tableau is recommending dedicatedly as one application or component called Tableau Reader. With the help of this, right? With the help of this, with the help of this, business users can read only permissions with respective to dashboards. Okay. I hope you understood. Right. Now you can ask me a question. Without Tableau Reader, can't we achieve this? Trust me, you can easily achieve this read-only permissions. But it's going to be IT dependent, which means you have to dependent on the Tableau administrator, right? Then why should I dependent on IT guy, right? So simply, I'll use a component defined by the Tableau, which is called Tableau Reader. Then that's it. So you don't need to dependent on any IT guy, right? So that's where the benefit. Okay. Yeah. I hope it is clear to everyone. And apart from that, we also have Tableau Online. Okay. So Tableau Online, in the sense, it is a cloud application. Tableau Cloud, you meant to say. Okay. Yes. Which means it is an alternative to Tableau Server, where your Tableau is going to be hosted on Tableau Cloud, on the cloud application. So which means servers are not maintained by the Tableau. I mean, by the which means the servers or entire configurations of your Tableau is maintained by the Tableau guys, Tableau IT professionals. But it requires subscription fees, definitely. Okay. It is cost oriented, and cloud data connection supported by various data sources like Amazon Redshift, MySQL, Azure, AWS, plenty, whatnot, data lake, whatnot, plenty of stuff. Okay, yeah. Now, Tableau Public. Now, let's say Tableau Public, the name itself is briefing, right? Is for anyone. It's not only to the any specific organization. Let's say, imagine that I'm an individual guy who wanted to share my opinion on the public sector. For example, let's say I wanted to share my opinion or I wanted to write down a blog, okay, on the current pandemic situation by considering the statistical information from the government, okay. I would like to build some dashboard, okay. Or let's say, uh, so recently what is going on in the United States, there is some hurricane is happening, right? The floods is happening, right? Now imagine that Danya wanted to know her opinion to the entire United States society or entire world. So now what she can do? So she need to use some. I mean, she wanted to use some better graphical interfaces, like some charts and all. So she wanted to share the opinion on this current situation. Okay. Now she can do what? She can use Tableau Public. Okay, where she can write down her own stories. She can write down her own opinions, like be it with current pandemic situations, or be it with the hurricane, or be it with any what the polls. Okay, whatever it could be. So for that kind of enthusiastic people, Tableau is offering a component called Tableau Public. With the help of Tableau Public, okay, they can publicize those dashboard with their own visualizations. They can write down some stories. They can build the dashboards, whatever. They can use that. Okay. Yes, but of course, it is having certain limitations, like uh, only limit to use like limited amount of data. It can only connect it to Excel or flat files. Okay, like it can't connect to you to any organizational data, right? It is not possible, right? So simply, there is no confidentiality of the data to be involved in that. So let's say, for example, um, Payal is working for any government organization, right? If you are working for any government organization, in the sense what? It is the sensitivity of a data, isn't it? So with the help of Tableau, you can't interact with the that kind of a sensitivity of data. That is not possible. Tableau is not allowing that. Okay? Because yes, data security. You're not. It's not supposed to have a data breach, right? It's not supposed to. So if it is any generic information available, then with the help of that generic information, you can share your opinion with the help of Tableau Public. Okay, so that feature also is available, right? Now, any particular questions on these components? I know it's only the high level information. I definitely agree, and that is what we need at this point of time. Okay, yes. Any questions so far?
So I have
Okay,
a question.
yes, please.
So you said all these. So this is a way of like saving these reports that is being created. Like you can save as a PDF as well.
Absolutely, it's
What
a
is
good
what is
point.
the point of this? Like, if you could just save it as a PDF, so for it to be interactive, that's why Tableau has all these components of it.
To be honestly speaking, yes, it is to helpful to represent better visualizations. Okay, better visualizations. But we can convert the dashboard into PDF. Yes, I agree. But PDF, you can't do a interaction, right? You can't do a dynamic data, right?
Right.
So let's
Okay,
say
so it's just so that they're more interactive than just the plain
absolutely,
PDF. Okay, got
exactly.
it, got it.
Yes, you're right. Let's say, for example, right at the moment, let's say you have a dashboard, and right at the moment, I would like to understand, okay, in the United States and especially in the Michigan, I wanted to know the impact of the COVID, the current pandemic. What is the statistics, right?
Right.
With the help of PDF, you can just read it, right? But you can't interact, which means under the Michigan, still we have different, the areas, right? If you wanted to do a deeper dive, the statistics very interactively, it is going to be benefit. Okay, that's the benefit of Tableau, to be honestly
Right.
speaking.
That was just my question. Like, so the point of is if for point of this is so that the data could be more interactive.
Absolute,
Okay.
you're right.
Okay. All
You're
right.
right on it. Yes,
That's it. I'm good.
yes. All right.
Ganesh,
So,
can you hear me now?
oh yes, I'm able to hear you. Yes,
Okay. So I have one quick question. You said Tableau Reader is just view the dashboards for the business users mainly. And can we achieve the same purpose using Tableau Desktop as well? Right?
it's going to, technically
Sorry.
speaking, yeah, technically speaking, that is achievable, okay, by defining some security roles, okay. But trust me, it is going to be the painful,
So
okay.
then,
If it is,
yeah, that's where my
if it is,
question is. Sorry.
yes, if it is only one dashboard or couple of dashboards,
Mhm.
okay, I'm ready to take that pain. But imagine that I have a good number of dashboards to be implemented, that kind of a mechanism. Then it's going to be painful, right? Where you need to spend a lot of efforts in terms of the IT dependency, in terms of you know time efforts, right?
So then, what I'm trying to ask, so mostly if we have thousands of customers, so the power users, we ask them to install or use Tableau Reader to view the dashboards.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. You're right. Absolutely,
Yeah.
you got it. Yes. Okay. Now let me move on with Tableau architecture. Okay. Again, Tableau architecture also. I'm spending. I'm not going to deep dive. Okay. I'm going to spend high level information so that you will come to know what is what. Then, once we start our actual discussions, you will have a clear picture. Okay, what is going to be discussed very deeply. Okay. Yes. Yes. Tableau is having highly scalable. Okay, architecture. Okay. If you look at here, there are various layers. One is, see, look at here. The first layer is data server, which means what? These are all backend data sources. It could be, flat files. Flat files in the sense what? It could be a Excel, it could be a CSV, or it could be a TXT file. All those things, right? Data warehouse, right? You might aware with under data warehouse, with the help of database technologies, we can pull the data, right? So, which means you can able to interact RDBMS databases like Oracle, SQL Server, Teradata, whatnot. Okay. And apart from that, this data server layer, of course, you know, this data, it is not appearing anywhere in a Tableau. These are all the intelligence of Tableau which will be taken care of these activities. Okay. So this data server layer is helpful to interact with your data sources. Okay. It could be cloud or it could be non-cloud. I would say on-premise. Okay. Cloud in sense what? You might have heard the Workday, right? The Workday is what? It is a cloud-based application, just like a Salesforce CRM application again. So that is one, like or Microsoft Azure or AWS, Amazon Web Services. Those are all comes under the cloud. What is on-premise then? On-premises in the sense like your SQL Server, right? Teradata. Those are all. Okay. Or the file structures, like file structures in the sense like CSV, text file. Those are all will come. So this data server layer is helpful to interact with your data sources available here. Okay. Now what? The next layer is going to be the data connectors. Data connectors in the sense it is a plugin to interact and to ensure that the connectivity with respect to the data sources are alive with the help of these data connectors. And components. There is a layer called component, which means it's the layer called application servers, with SQL server, data server. Okay. So this layer, okay, especially the components, whatever you see, A, B, C components, right, which is helpful to store, okay, which is helpful to store your dashboard or your organizational data into Tableau in a simple words. Okay. And there is one more layer called gateways. So with the help of these gateways, business users, with the help of these gateways, can you please be on mute, anyone? I'm kind of, the voice is kind of echoing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah. With the help of these gateways, end users or a Tableau distributor, Tableau developers or the dashboard developers can distribute the dashboards through to mobile or to some web portal, which means www dot, for example, let's say you're working for, for example, Expedia, www.expedia.com or www.expediatableau.com. So I can distribute those dashboards to such kind of portals. So whoever is authorized, they can access those dashboards. That is what is going to happen. Okay. So, which means what? Behind the usage of your dashboard, on the back end, these are all the layers is going to be involved. And each and every layer is having their own purpose in order to deal with your data sources and in order to deal with the connectivity of the data sources and in order to deal with the distribution of the dashboards.
So
Okay.
can you briefly explain, quickly, or the what are the components, what are the basic functionalities of each components, especially this number two and number three, column two and column three, if you don't
Yes.
mind.
Sure. See, the 2 and 3. So basically, let's talk about the 2 first. Okay, let's say you have connected to SQL Server, okay, through Tableau, right? So what you're supposed to do? How the connectivity will establish, right? You should create a connection there, right? Which means that connectivity should be always active with respect to your backend database and to your Tableau, right? So who will ensure that connectivity, sustainability all the time, right? That's what Tableau data engine. Okay. With the help of these connectors, it could be a SQL connector or it could be a multi-dimensional connectors. Okay. With the help of this Tableau data engine, it is always try to establish the connectivity. Why I need to establish the connectivity? You know what? Yes, because in order to fetch the data from the database, it could be a real-time data, it could be a dynamic data, or it could be a periodical refresh, whatever. Because your dashboard should have always the latest information, right? What if your dashboard is having the old data? There is no benefit, right? So this Tableau data engine under the layer of data connectors will be always helpful to fetch the data, okay, and to ensure that the connectivity is always established. The with that the live data or the periodical refresh of data will be reflected into dashboard. Okay, is that clear, Justin?
So can you just quickly say about that other five also, if you
Yeah,
don't?
yeah. I'm going to touch base that for now. The Tableau
Yeah,
data engine. Are we good?
yeah, I'm good. I'm totally good.
Okay, cool. Now, the next layer is components. Okay, so we have what? Data server with SQL server, application server, right? So with SQL is what? VisSQL is helpful to deal with your metadata. Metadata in the sense, for example, I developed a dashboard. Okay, so I need to being so I developed a dashboard where I developed the dashboard on my local system, isn't it? Now that should be visible to the rest of members in the organization, right? Or the business users. So what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to publish this dashboard to somewhere, right? So who is going to do that? That publishing, right? Who is going to take care of that, right? So let's say once I published, where it is going to be stored? It is not going to store in my local system. Local system, if it is available, that is applicable to me only, right? So that's where your metadata will come in picture. So the metadata is going to be stored, okay, in the form of VisSQLs. Okay, that is one thing. And so this application server is helpful. Okay, this application server is helpful to deal with your the software installation, where we have a concepts called cluster configurations, multi-node configuration, single node installation of the software, all those things, right? So this is in line to deal with your metadata. Without having an application server, there is no way to publish the dashboards into the metadata layer. Okay, which means I can't store my organizational dashboards into one common platform. That is not possible without having this application server. Okay, now this data server again is helpful to store your dashboards associated with your data, which means with the help of Tableau data engine, you are establishing the connectivity, right? But internal to Tableau, who is going to take care of that in terms of the refreshes? It could be a hourly refresh of your data. It could be half an hour, or it could be a real-time data, or it could be a weekly refresh, or it could be a monthly refresh, or it could be a quarterly refresh of your data. Who is going to tackle that behind that? So there should be some application to be taken care of that, right? There should be some service to be taken care of that, right? That is what data server is going to take care of. Okay, and with the help of this application server, I'm going to publish this into server, right? So let's say I developed a dashboard and I have distributed to one common platform. So these dashboards, let's say for example, Payal wanted to use through mobile, and let's say Dhanya wanted to use through some web browser. So who will take care of that distribution parts of different layers, right? That's where the gateways will come in picture. Okay, the gateways also is a kind of a services. Okay, for example, let's say there is a gateway called a service. If that gateway service is down, you can't distribute, or either Payal or Tanya, they can't see their dashboards on their mobile or their browsers. So that is the purpose of these gateways. Okay, so
So then, then all these components should be working always, up and running always. Otherwise, if anything is down, any one of these components is down, then we can't see the dashboard.
yes, you're right. I won't say you can't see a dashboard. For example,
Yeah, but it may not get refreshed. Depends on
exactly,
component.
exactly. You might
Okay.
not have a latest data. That is the reason Tableau is having technology-driven, okay, features like load balancing. For example, let's say if this gateway is down, it doesn't mean that you are you can't see any dashboard. So there is a concept called load balance. If one gateway is down, the other gateway will take care of that. Okay, and especially if you are dealing with that kind of a urgency of a data, then we have a cloud applications also. With the help of cloud applications, there is 100%, okay, at least there is 100% availability of the data to the business users. Okay, it's having their internal alternative solutions as well. Okay, but yes, as you rightly mentioned, technically speaking, yes, if there is any relevant application or the relevant service or the underlying service is down, there is a negative impact to your dashboards. Yes, there is a negative impact, but to avoid that negative impact, Tableau is also providing alternative solutions such as load balancing mechanism, etc., etc. Okay, yeah. So this is what the summary of the Tableau architecture. Okay, I would like to leave 2 minutes for you to just go through it. If you are not able to digest, leave it. Don't worry. Okay, we are going to discuss that practically. We'll come to know that as well. But this is just to try to understand the verbiage, the terminology, just for the okay. So I leave 2 minutes of mute. So please go through it quickly. Okay, if you're not able to digest, leave it. Don't worry. Okay, please. Yeah. All right. I hope you have gone through this quickly. So, no worries. Even if you're not able to understand few terminologies, that's fine. You can leave it there. Okay. So I'm going to have a word with the big class folks to distribute this material on a day-to-day basis. Okay. We'll have a common platform where I'll be uploading all the day-to-day, recorded sessions and all the assignments, all the materials is going to be uploaded there. Okay. So you can refer to that. So before I wind up, any other questions we have? Pile, any questions?